My name is Ron Williams. This is my persuasive speech. Here are my note cards. In World War I and World War II, for every one casualty in battle, there were 1.7 injuries that returned home. Now, the number has increased from one casualty to 7 injuries coming home. And even though the number of casualties has decreased, that also means that the number of wounded veterans that come home has increased. And so the need for veteran care has never been greater. What the Wounded Warrior Project does is provides mental and physical care for those returning veterans. Um, they come back with not only mental illnesses, but also physical injuries as well. So, what I ask of you today is to step up for those who have stepped up for you, and never forget the sacrifices that they make every day. So, I ask you to volunteer or donate to the Wounded Warrior Project. So, what the Wounded Warrior Project does is it provides mental and physical care for those who need it the most. And veterans who come back from war sometimes come back with PTSD, um, depression, and physical injuries that need tremendous medical care. And through the Wounded Warrior Project, the patients will pay nothing because their dues were already paid when they put the uniform on. And so, since September 11th, 2001, the Wounded Warrior Project has been giving back to those who have been wounded ever since the wake of 9/11. And since then, 52,000 have returned wounded. Over 300,000 come back with traumatic brain injury, and 400,000 return with PTSD. So the way that they give back is they provide also on top of their physical care, they also provide care packages and put on events for veterans who have been injured during battle. So with that comes, how can you help? And there's many different ways to get involved, from simply just donating to hosting an entire event to becoming a community athlete to working in schools and working with the youth to putting on a lacrosse game or running with Team Wounded Warrior Project. Um, Many different ways you can get involved, all of which, all the proceeds will go to the Wounded Warrior Project, and it helps to boost their esteem and help get them back to how they were before they left for battle. So, what could the Wounded Warrior Project achieve in the future? Right now, there are currently 100,000 uh, injured veterans that are being um, overseen through this program. And currently, there are $70.9 million in annual donations to the Wounded Warrior Foundation. And that's given to over 100,000 warriors currently. But since 9/11, there have been 772,000 wounded soldiers. That includes physical wounds and uh, mental illnesses such as PTSD and depression. And obviously, the Wounded Warrior Project can't serve all of them, just logistically. And so, imagine what you can do if everyone, just looking at Texas alone, has 27 million people. If everyone in Texas alone donated $1, that's an extra $27 million going to the already $70.9 million in donations. And the $70.9 million in donations given out over the 100,000 warriors only comes out to about less than $1,000 um, per wounded warrior. And so when you look at all the treatment that they give, many of the treatments range from a few $100s to several $1,000s when it comes to something major injuries such as amputees or severe burn victims. So if every single wounded warrior could be taken care of today, imagine what that would take. but imagine how rewarding that would be. So I encourage you today to help the Wounded Warrior program out um, by donating or getting involved, because it it's amazing to see what happens when just the littlest things can be implemented into these people's lives. And there's so many different ways that you can get involved, and the the main way that you can check these out is going to woundedwarriorproject.org and click on the Get Involved tab. And there's plenty of different events. They have all their events that are coming up on there, and they have, you can simply donate or sign up to volunteer at an event near you. So I ask you to volunteer or donate to the Wounded Warrior Project and sacrifice a little time or money to those who sacrifice much more for you.